Hey. No, not you. Yeah, you. Yeah. You. I'm talking to you. You ever get really bored, or really excited, and you want to just kind of pop on a record and listen to some good chill music? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today on the show. I went out today and I picked out 4 new vinyl records. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about these artists and these records in general. Welcome to the show. I'm Davey J. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Davey J Today. I'm your host, Davey J, and today we're going to discuss some vinyl records that I picked up earlier today, 4 to be exact, and I'd like to say I got a pretty good deal on them. I got a mixture of new records and used records that I really think you'll like, and so usually I wouldn't do this just picking up some music, but considering the state of the world of physical media, I thought, why the heck not try it out? So we're making a video and we're going to talk about vinyl records and basically just music today. So that's what we're going to be about. So earlier today, after enjoying a really late Chipotle lunch, love those burritos.
I think it is the best combination of sweet, savory, salty, spicy, and Chipotle all in one.
I walked across the street to a record store called Mill City Sound, and this is located in Hopkins, Minnesota, right off Main Street in the west suburbs of Minneapolis. This record store is called Mill City Sound, and here's the bag, cool little logo, and they sell new and used records, CDs, and record store equipment. So you can get your belts, you can get your speakers, you can get a new record player, but you can also get your favorite used and new records as well. And it's just a cool one-stop shop for physical media, which there aren't a lot of places like this. I think locally here in the Minneapolis area, we got Electric Fetus, and we also have Cheapo Discs, which is still around, but there aren't too many more. Oh, I believe Down in the Valley does still dabble with a little bit of used and new music. Anywho, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff I got. This is called Tupac, The Best Of. I think it's called The Best Of. So yeah, this is the best of Tupac, and the first time I saw this record was at Target, and I was looking and kind of thinking, interesting, pretty rebellious and pretty gangster for Target to put out a record like this, and I obviously they just distributed it, so is that a word, distributed it? So I just saw it in their record section, and I was kind of like, cool, because I love Tupac. I've loved Tupac since I was a kid, growing up in the 90s and listening to all that good stuff. Dr. Dre, NWA, Snoop Doggy Dogg, back when he was still Snoop Doggy Dogg, right? And I love this kind of old school, early to mid 90s hip hop, and Tupac was the godfather of it all. Let's see. I believe I saw 2 of these at Target, and I'm trying not to get that reflection here. I saw 2 of these best of Tupac. See, there's a part 2 right here. Part 2, as you can see. So this one has, well, maybe you can see right here. So we'll kind of go down the list. Definition of a thug person. And track 2 is Still Ballin' Until the End of Time. Side B is Never Call You B-Word Again, featuring Tyrese, who is another huge R&B star in the late 90s. They Don't Give a F About Us, great song. Keeping your hand up. Got to do it with a little ghetto gospel, right? And that's the version with Elton John, I believe, which is weird because there's no featuring Elton John, but I think Elton John's on the track, right? And then Brenda's Got a Baby, legendary old school Tupac song. I think that was his first music video ever in the early 90s. Thug's Mansion, gotta love that, the acoustic version. When I Get Free, it talks about like when he gets out of jail or whatever. And then Dope Fiend's Diner, classic. Got a bunch of classics here. I kind of looked at the track listings of these part 1, part 2. I really like the track listing. It's different than Tupac's Greatest Hits, which is a great record set, but You know, it gets kind of old hearing those hits over and over again. But this is a really cool record. Check it out. I'm going to check it out. I've heard all these songs many times before. And that was, the Tupac was a used record, by the way. And this one is brand spanking new. As you can see, respect the soundtrack, respect the classics. It's got that hype sticker on it. This is the Next Friday original motion picture soundtrack for the first time on vinyl. Featuring some awesome artists. NWA, Wyclef Jean, of course Ice Cube, old school Aaliyah, Mac 10, who's like, you know, Ice Cube's right-hand man. He was in West Side Connection. I was surprised to see there is a track from Eminem on here. That's pretty cool. Lil Zane, Ja Rule. Come on, man. Ron Isley, or one of the Isley brothers. Yeah, the Isley brothers. Classic 70s R&B. Come on, who doesn't like the Isley brothers? Come on now. Anyways, I haven't opened this yet. I'm going to check it out. Again, I've heard all these tracks before, but I'm just happy to own it now on vinyl. I love the movie. Really funny to watch.
This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit. Where's your damn manager, that pink motherfucker?
The manager's not here. I'm running the store right now, sir.
You look like that player hater who sold me this shit.
Of course, with all this hip-hop, it wouldn't be right if I didn't find a used copy of 10 Things I Hate About You, the soundtrack. Right? I mean, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Anyways, this is a great soundtrack. If you've never heard of it, it's going to be difficult to explain it. The first track on here is by Letters to Cleo, I Want You to Want Me, originally done by Cheap Trick, and this is what initially drew me into this album. Gosh, it's really hard to kind of turn this and... Let's see, here. Okay, there we go. It's really... Okay, I Want You to Want Me by Letters to Cleo, which is a cover of I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick. Fantastic song. I thought they did a great job covering it. Also, some other honorable mentions are Semisonic and Save Ferris, Jessica Riddle, and of course, Sister Hazel, Your Winter. It's a beautiful song. Just some really good tracks that you're not going to find too often, you know? And they're all complete on this beautiful 10 Things I Hate About You vinyl soundtrack. I also wanted to show you that I completely forgot to open this. How cool is this? Look what we got here. We have a special green vinyl, and that is awesome. I believe it's the green 180 gram vinyl. The jury's still out there whether or not 180 gram vinyl means it's any better than normal vinyl, but I just thought it was really cool that we have a green LP here, and I completely forgot to show you that, so here you go. Check it out. Pretty sweet for a soundtrack, am I right? And I thought it was kind of, not that this is a rare album, but I thought it was really kind of cool to run into this used. It was only about $14.99.
I thought my jokes were bad.
And see, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Gotta save the best for last. Everybody knows this band. This is The Beatles, Los Beatles. The Beatles, right? And this is their first album released in the United States. And my dad was saying this, I had to double check. Of course, he was correct. This is the first album available for sale in the United States. I don't know if it was in the UK. This is a stereophonic album. They had mono and stereo. And this is a really old record. I'm assuming it's from either the 70s or the early 80s. I could be wrong. It could be a little older than that even. And this is just a classic album. I really initially wanted With the Beatles, but the truth is that these are pretty much the same exact album. They have the same track listing, I believe. If it's not the same, it's very similar. Featuring such amazing hits as I Want to Hold Your Hand, I Saw Her Standing There, All I've Got to Do, All My Lovin', Ooh, All My Lovin', and my personal favorite out of all these great songs is I've Got No Time, Don't Bother Me. Yeah, Don't Bother Me. Such an awesome track. Look at these guys. I got to show you this one more time. How cool is this? So, I was talking to my dad and a couple other people who grew up in this era, and they were telling me that when the Beatles came to the United States and performed for the first time on the Ed Sullivan program, it changed the whole way teenagers acted and dressed. So, he said all of a sudden, everybody went from having these really kind of slick, nice and neat haircuts to having the shaggy hair. Everyone kind of wanted to look like the Beatles. And so they started a trend that changed the way teenagers dressed in America during the 1960s and all through the 70s. They were indeed the most popular band in the world.
And Matt Muir, he's the sweetest guy ever. Have you ever stared into his eyes? It was like the first time I heard the Beatles.
People like to compare the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. It's like, oh, you're either a Stones fan or you're a Beatles fan. I don't know how anybody could like the Stones more than the Beatles. It beats the hell out of me. I will always be a lifelong Beatles fan. Don't get me wrong, I love the Rolling Stones. They have some amazing tracks and they have a ton of hits, and I do have the utmost respect for the Rolling Stones as a band, but you don't get much better than the Beatles. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my new set of 4 records that I picked up today. I'm going to go ahead and give them a listen, throw them on the old record player, and just kind of relive the past. I love these old soundtracks, and I really dig 90s old school gangster hip hop, and nothing makes me happier than the Beatles. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I hope you continue to watch my videos. Thank you so much to my subscribers. It just still fascinates me that there's people out there who check on my channel and check in every once in a while and like to comment and wait for me to put out new videos just to watch me. And it's just a new thing that I'm just now getting used to, and I couldn't be happier. You guys are great. Thank you so much to my subscribers and followers, and I promise to have more content. Kind of getting through Christmas and the New Year, I haven't had too much time to kind of sit down and think of new videos and content, but we're going to start here, and I'm going to start pushing out more videos and more content. I just got a new key light. I got a microphone. I also was able to get a new camera and stuff like this, so my equipment is all fresh and it's all new, and I have pretty much everything I need to make more and more content for you guys. So thanks for watching, and I promise to keep pushing out more and more new content for you all. Well, there you have it. I've said my piece. Now let's hear yours.